How's it going, guys? It's Cole from See-Through Panel showing off my haul from November 2023. Got quite a few comics and manga volumes this month. I'm not going to be spoiling anything about them, but I will be flipping through them, talking about why I bought them, why they interest me. So if you're worried about being spoiled from the art, I wouldn't worry too much about it, but be careful on that if you see a panel you might not want to see. So let's start with Eerie Volumes 1 and 2, published by Dark Horse. These are the archive editions. They're very oversized. Let's compare them to a normal-sized trade paperback. That is a trade versus the archive. So they're basically magazine format, which is really, really nice. These are, looks like $25 US, as I said, published by Dark Horse. Early pre-code horror comics. People like Frank Frazetta, Archie Goodwin, Jack Davis, Gray Morrow, who I love, John Severin, Gene Colan, Wally Wood, Alex Toth, Al Williamson, Steve Ditko. I mean, it's a who's who of fantastic classic artists doing horror, which is one of my favorite genres in comics. And it's basically just the same thing as Creepy, but it was so good, why not have two magazines? So they made Creepy and Eerie. And I'm collecting volumes 1 through 3 of each archive edition. So I'm going to have Creepy 1 through 3 and Eerie 1 through 3. And I just, as a collector, really want to own those, and that's kind of my interest there. But I may continue to collect them if I really love the stories and the art, which I think I probably will. After that, we've got Clear, published by Dark Horse as well, retailing for $20 US. Written by Scott Snyder, art by Francis Manapul. I believe he's coloring himself. Yep, art and colors by Francis Manapul. Trade paperback size. Francis Manapul is one of my early favorite artists. I wouldn't say he's one of my favorite artists right now because I just don't see enough of his artwork kind of happening in the present day. But when I first got into comics, his Flash run really drew me in with its beautiful, very abnormal for the DC house style kind of style. So I really enjoy his work with color. I really enjoy his very sleek style. I think this book is just a perfect fit for showing off what he can do because it's a kind of a cyberpunk style world where people, I don't remember what they call it, but you're basically reskinning the world so you can see what you want to see through your own eyes. So you can make the world look like ancient Greek myth, or you can make it look like modern day. You can make it look medieval. You can see in this panel, the actual present day is kind of this vibrant cyberpunk pastel neon kind of thing, but we have these spires here, this World War I or II-esque plane, medieval wagon, just the car turning to a medieval wagon. So you can kind of see what you want to see in this world, and people are kind of reskinning, if you will, as a video game term, the entire world, and no one ever perceives the same thing. They all perceive things entirely differently. And that's a crazy idea. I think Scott Snyder's an awesome writer. I haven't been reading enough of his stuff lately. I've pretty much just read his Batman and Night of the Ghoul with Francesco Francavilla lately. And he's a great writer. I really enjoy his stuff. But Something Jacket Press, I believe, is his own indie comics publishing house. And they originally put this book out, but Dark Horse is publishing the physical issues and the collections. So I'm pretty much going to be getting as much as I can get from that kind of run that he had. Best Jacket Press? Something like that. It probably says on the credits page, to be honest. Maybe not. Comixology. Yeah, it doesn't say much here. But Dark Horse is publishing the physical stuff, so that's all you should really care about. This month, I also reclaimed a lot of stuff that I had previously gotten rid of. But I decided I have shelf space now, and I want to get some of that old stuff back from my old place, so I went back and grabbed a lot of stuff I had piled up that I had gotten rid of. I had gotten rid of Global Frequency by Warren Ellis. It's an oversized deluxe edition hardcover from DC, retailed for $35. I don't know how easy it is to get now. Hopefully it's still in print. Just an absolute slew of ridiculously good artists in this. I just never came around to reading it, and I got rid of it without ever reading it, which I think is a horrible idea. Gary Leach, Glenn Fabry, Liam Sharp, Steve Dillon, John J. Muth, David Lloyd, Sam Bisley, Chris Prowse, Lee Barejo. I mean, it's Gene Ha. I didn't even name a few that are also just phenomenal. This is a Warren Ellis. I think it looks like a spy thriller, kind of almost like an anthology in a connected world. it's the art that drew me in. Just the absolutely ridiculous lineup here. So Gary Leach just did that issue. I mean, it's just stupid. The beautiful art that is in this book. So I will get around to reading it here soon because I really want to. I own the damn thing again, so I definitely should get around to reading it. That's going to be pretty high on my list. I also got Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 14. I get all the Berserk Deluxe Editions. This will be the last one for a while. If they publish the new stuff, I'm not sure if they will. These retail for $50 US. Buy these on pre-order or on sale. It's not worth getting the entire 14-volume Deluxe Edition set for $50 a piece. I don't ever show the art from this because it's Berserk and it's very graphic. But eventually I'll do a Berserk video with a lot of censoring. Then I reclaimed, I'll do all the reclaim ones here. I reclaimed The Seeds by Ann Nocenti and David Aja, published by the Burger Books imprint of Dark Horse. This retailed for $20 US. I love David Aja's art. I'm going to say Aja. I don't think that's actually right. I've heard it said Aja. But his art is immaculate, so stylized, so much ink, so very classic, Mazzucchelli feeling, and just ridiculous to look at. So beautiful. His sense of design and layouts is immaculate. He's basically a graphic designer with a ridiculous storytelling sense in my book. And I first discovered him on Hawkeye. This book's awesome. It's great. The story didn't hook me as much as I wanted it to. It was absolutely gorgeous throughout. And it is an interesting story. I know a lot of people really liked it. I just thought it got muddled up and kind of lost at some points. But I'm going to reread it. And I just wanted to own more of this artwork because there's not enough of it going around. So I'm really happy to have this back in my collection. Another reclaim. A lot of Warren Ellis in this haul. Next Wave, Agents of Hate, an absolute classic from Marvel. Warren Ellis and Stuart Immonen. Trade paperback. It was $35, which is absolutely insane for this. The complete collection, I think it is it 12 issues or 10 or something like that? It's 12 issues, yeah. Stuart Immonen just destroying it with his more cartoony style. He's got a lot of diverse styles. More cartoony style, a lot of tongue-in-cheek satire of the superhero kind of ethos and the zeitgeist at the time of what this was for Marvel. It looks like 2007. It's mostly a humor book. A lot of biting satire on Marvel themselves. Was hugely popular. Still talked about a lot. I just kind of was riding high on Warren Ellis after reading rereading some stuff recently and decided to just get a lot of that stuff back. And Gigantic in an oversized hardcover, meaning it's by Rick Remender. All of his stuff is oversized hardcovers. Eric Wynn and Matthew Wilson, published by Dark Horse. A lot of Dark Horse today too. $25 US. Explain this to me. Which one of these looks more expensive? This is $35. This is $25. What? Is that right? I'm double checking. This is $35. And this is... Okay. All right. Marvel has no excuses. Yeah. This is $25. If this is still available, I would just get it. I think it's more of like a Godzilla-style mech story. It's called Gigantic. It's kind of like a kaiju-looking thing to me, but it's big mechs. Art's awesome. I love Rick Remender as a writer. I read the first 2 issues of this and just dropped off of it. I don't really know why. It's got a lot of comedy from Remender that he's known for. A lot of the dark stuff that Remender's known for. And it's full of action. I don't know why. Also, I just want to have like all of Remender's oversized hardcovers, so there's that. That's definitely a big factor. After that, I've got Peach Momoko's Demon Wars, long-awaited sequel to Demon Days, I believe. Let's check on my shelf. I can't find it. I think it's Demon Days. But Demon Wars is the library edition from Marvel. $35. It's fine. It's $35. It's a library edition, so at least there's that. Kind of a thicker cardstock cover. I bought this for Peach Momoko. I bought it for her storytelling, for her wonderful watercolor art, for her sense of beautiful, alternate world design, kind of an Elseworlds kind of story, Japanese influence on the classic mythos of Marvel, recurring characters from Demon Days. I think her art has gotten even better from what I've seen in this. It's a collection of one-shots that form a full story. Well, full story, form a full kind of episode in this longer form narrative she's telling. And the format is killer. I love the library editions that Marvel's been doing lately. They are extremely oversized. They're higher production quality all around than just a trade paperback. And they're easier to read than an oversized hardcover. I kind of like the paperback. When I first got into collecting, I was really full bore on hardcovers. Here's the size compared to a trade. But I think I like paperbacks a lot now. I think they're a little bit more readable a lot of the time. Not as heavy. Just easier to manipulate. Carnage, I assume? Yeah, and you can see what's going on here. Little Civil War looking cover, so I assume that's got to do with this story. Really excited for Peach Momoko. That'll be coming up pretty quick. We've got Sergio Topi's All the World's Glory. I think this has got to be coming up on one of the final books in the Topi Gallery by Magnetic Press, because I've got so many of them now. I didn't know what I was getting into when I started collecting them. It looks like I have... This might be 12, number 12. Retailed for $25. Sergio Topi is always worth buying, but there's usually nudity, so I'm going to be really careful here. This is more of an art book. Just kind of going through history. Looks like we got a lot of great leaders. Let's see what the book itself describes it as. Collection of portraits and studies of various prominent figures throughout history from ancient Greece to the 20th century. So yeah, it's just portraits. So maybe not a lot of nudity. Yeah, Topi's just killer. Even just something like this, which is just an art book with portraits in it, I had to have it because I'm just a diehard fan of his work. The compositions are so scattershot but so deliberate at the same time. When he does use color, wow, I pulled right to color, but it's got nudity in it. Man, I got both the things I wanted or didn't want. When he does use color, it's just something to behold because you're just so not used to it. It just pops off the page. But maybe you'll have to take me at my word, because the only evidence of color I'm finding is accompanied by nudity, and YouTube does not like that. But believe me, this is just a wonderful, wonderful thing here. Anyway, got to get through these pretty quick. The Unlikely Story of Felix and Macabre by Juni Ba and Hassan Otsman El-How. Otsmane El-How? I'm never going to know how to say that. Published by Dark Horse recently, $25 US, but originally this was crowdfunded years ago, so it's actually early Juni Ba, even though it's just coming out for like mass market. I don't know a thing about this. I'm just riding high on Juni Ba. I'm reading Monkey Meat, his anthology right now. I think he is an absolutely wonderful storyteller. I think his art is so Gendy Tartakovsky, early 2000s Cartoon Network. He wears that influence on his sleeve, and the stories he tells, although he's not writing this one, are right up my alley. So, and Hassan Otsmane El-How, sorry to butcher that, is a fantastic letterer. His YouTube channel, I haven't looked at it in years, but I loved it when I was first getting into comics, or when I was an early comic reader, I should say. And I think he knows what he's doing, and I'm really excited to read something that he wrote, because I haven't seen him write anything. And I respect him as a creator, so very excited to have another thing to go to the Juni Ba shelf. Hell's Paradise Volume 8, $13 from Viz, from their signature line. I'm not going to show too much of this because I don't want to spoil myself, and there's a lot of nudity. But Yuji Kaku is killer. This series is phenomenal. I'm absolutely adoring it. I'm about to get back into reading more of it. I can't wait to finish it, but also I know there's going to be a gigantic hole in my heart when I do finish it. I'm spoiling myself right now. And they don't this videos on this series do not perform well, so I slowed down on doing them, but I'm just going to keep doing them because I love the series so much. Metropolitan, Book 5 by Warren Ellis and Derek Robertson, with Roddy Ramos and Nathan Earing as well. $30 US, obviously published by DC Vertigo. This is the final collection. It's not just one volume. This is issues 49 through 60. I have 1 through 4 I got years ago and read them and realized I never actually bought Book 5, I read the final part digitally, because I read the whole thing digitally and then bought the collections. And so I actually have finished the series, but I've not... is that Mobius? That's Mobius, right? That's 100% Mobius. Yeah, I don't see any credit anywhere, but that is 100%. Yeah. Original series cover art by Mobius, issues 49 to 51. We get Mobius art for 3 issues. That's beautiful covers. Okay, that's even better. I didn't remember this at all. Did I even see the covers when I was reading it digitally? Oh well. Metropolitan, a lot of nudity and gore. Derek Robertson. Once again, Warren Ellis satire on the kind of... Jesus, I'm forgetting Hunter S. Thompson in the future, and kind of a like dystopian, cyberpunky future. Spider Jerusalem is the main character. I'll try and find more pages I can actually show you. But it's hard to break down Transmetropolitan all at once. It's like insane political satire mixed with sex and violence and some futuristic technology, and Hunter S. Thompson's the main character, and he does a lot of drugs. And that's it. It's great. Say what you will about Warren Ellis. I don't care how he is as a person. He's written some good series, and that's definitely one of them. Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips, That Texas Blood by Image. Read this digitally. This trade paperback retails for $10 because it's an Image comic. This series is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Jacob Phillips takes after his dad and is a incredible artist at, I don't know what his age is, but early in his career, I'll say. More impressionistic, a little looser, I think, than his dad. Sean Phillips is one of my favorite artists, and I think Jacob Phillips is well on his way. This is a crime story taking place in Texas, obviously, about an old... he's a sheriff. And I've read some of it digitally. It takes some crazy turns. Almost like a slice of life mixed with a police procedural that goes down some crazy storylines you wouldn't expect. And it's a beautiful showing from 2 creators that I've just not seen before. I've not seen Chris Condon write anything else. I'm aware of Jacob Phillips coloring his dad's work, but I didn't know that he was such a well fleshed out, talented artist himself. And I actually think he's coloring himself here as well. He's got to be. Yeah, it's just the 2 of them. I think Chris Condon's lettering this, actually. So, yeah, just in the fashion of Brubaker and Phillips, we now have Condon and Phillips, a powerhouse duo. And this series is just, you need to read it. You just need to read this series. Witch Hat Atelier, that's how I was told to pronounce it. It might be Atelier, but I was told to say Atelier. By Hiromi Sato, created originally by Kamome Shirahama. This is published by Kodansha and retailed for $13 US. It's just Witch Hat Atelier, but it's like a cooking little mini manga, little separate volumes, same characters, but not integral to the plot. I thought I'd be really into this because I love the world of Witch Hat Atelier. I love the characters, and I've for some reason just getting into like cooking fiction. Like Drifting Dragons was a really cool manga about like hunting and cooking dragons, and I thought this would be kind of a similar thing, but with like a more magic wizard type vibe. And it does seem to be that, so I'm really excited to kind of just, it seems like a really fun, lighthearted read, and I want to get to that here soon, once I do a video on the actual main series proper. This chunky just a paperback by DC. Look at this thing. It is just paperback sized, but I mean, the dimensions of it are ridiculous. It is Superman the War World Saga by Philip Kennedy Johnson, Daniel Sampier, and Riccardo Federici as the main artists. Obviously published by DC, it's Superman. And this retailed for $60 US. That's a lot. It's at least a lot of issues, though. Looks like you're getting... I mean, it's a ton of issues. I'm not going to do the math right now. But Daniel Sampier and Riccardo Federici, that is a easy buy from me. A little unwieldy how big this paperback is, but Philip Kennedy Johnson and Riccardo Federici did The Last God, which was phenomenal. Daniel Sampier has been blowing me away with this work and his work on Wonder Woman with Tom King. I believe that's also him. And so I just knew I had to have this. I love Johnson's kind of fantasy-esque twist that he put on Superman. It seems like he really was coming from The Last God into this. So he kind of still had that theme going, where it's definitely still a DC Superman story, but it's got a lot of grand epic moments in a off-world kind of sci-fi setting, but it's also a little bit like feudal feeling, gladiatorial. A lot of family motifs. I've read a lot of this in single issues, and it's just to die for. It's a great story. I'm going to reread the whole thing and do a video on it. There's Federici. There is Federici with the gross monster design. Yeah, when you see Riccardo Federici, you know who it is. Yeah, loving the fact that I own this in one gigantic volume. The final book, I believe the final book, yeah. Ice Cream Man Sunday Edition, Volume 2, published by Image. Big old pink hardcover, which I love. Ooh, raised up surface there. Wow, that's nice. This retailed for $45 US. Gigantic, beautifully made hardcover. A lot of nice production put into it. Varnish on the front, little like embossed stuff here too. It's $45. Yeah. DC and Marvel will just tear your wallet open and steal everything inside. But Image doesn't, and Dark Horse usually doesn't. W. Maxwell Prince wrote it. Martin Morazzo drew it. Chris O'Halloran colored it. Lettered by good old Neon. Designed by AWCO, ACO Studio. Production by Trisha Ramos. I've talked about this series before. I haven't actually covered it in a video proper. It is a existential horror anthology. It is not technically a horror anthology. Ooh, is this the palindrome issue? It is. But it will horrify you. And it will make you feel a lot of feelings. And it's always impeccably well plotted by Prince. And Morazzo always draws it so consistently, so plainly, that the actual narrative really sets in. It could happen to anyone. It almost feels like all of this could happen to you. It feels so down to earth and grounded. And Morazzo just kills it every time. He's so consistent with this too. I just really enjoy the series. Although it makes you feel like shit. You feel horrible after you read that series. But it's great. It's great every single time. I'll start laying out some of the stuff here. I apologize for the slowdown of videos lately. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I hope to get back to weekly. I mean, I hope to get to bi-weekly eventually, like I used to do when I first started. But if I could at least get back to weekly, that would be awesome. For now, we'll have to make do with mostly haul videos and the stuff that I've been really enjoying. I can't cover everything I've read because I have been reading. I just haven't been doing a ton of videos. Because to be honest, I love making the videos, but if I had to pick between making the videos and reading comics, I would read comics all the time. Wow. So because of the Reclaim stuff that I didn't technically just get, but I'm re-getting it, there's a lot of books here. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a lot for all the people coming in. Brand new to the channel. I really appreciate you guys. Sorry if this video is a little bit scattershot. I'm going to get back in the swing of things, kind of get back at it. So thanks a ton, guys. Peace out.